What's up, Wednesday? I hope everybody is doing well. I, on the other hand, have had some crazy stuff happen before Christmas, which I'll be sharing with all of you very soon. But I hope everybody is excited to be here. I'm excited to be here because I need a little bit of a break. If you are new to my channel, you have stumbled upon Kat's Novel Adventures, and I am Kat. And this is our weekly reading and productivity sprints. And I'm so happy that I'm actually here because I almost thought I was going to cancel. And I told myself, nope, I need a little bit of a break. If anything, I'll go ahead and bump it up an hour. I know I usually have a range between 3:30 and 5:30, but it seems like we've been kind of settling more in 4:30 because of me sometimes having to go on the South Shore to help with my mom. So anyway, I figured I'll bump it up, and if I'm only here for a couple of hours, it's better than nothing because I need to hang out with y'all tonight. A lot has gone on, and I need some What's Up Wednesday therapy. So let's see who is in the sprints. Vanessa said hello. And Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. And Alicia. Hello, Alicia. Thank you for letting me know you were going to pop in. Thank you. These are my little snowflake earrings. I thought I'd wear them. I actually made a book haul video where I wore it. Y'all only could see in the book haul, I think, the snowflakes. But it really is it's a gnome with Christmas trees. And I know, we're still technically in the Christmas season. So it says peace and it has all the snowflakes. So I thought I'd be a little festive because we are now technically in the winter season, which I always like the winter season. I don't quite like being cold and it being dark early, but there's something about the winter season that is kind of comforting if you can be home. I tend normally during the winter season to be able to read a lot more just because I'm not out and about as much because it is cold generally. And Alicia says you're looking great with those lips and earrings. Thank you. Hello, Faye. Hello. Merry week between Christmas and New Year. Yes. And then, hello, Mom's Book Collection. Hello, subbing now. We'll need these sprints once I am finished with dinner. Thank you. You are quite welcome. I like Ant-Man's hat. Yes, I forgot to take his hat off, and I'll explain all of that in a second. A lot of y'all are going to be shocked. Some of you already know what's going on with me because if you are Kelsey Korn, I've already popped in there just to kind of give the lowdown on that. But since that message, things have developed and not for the best anyway. But I'm trying to remain positive. I'm trying to give myself some good vibes because really and truly being upset and aggravated and all that kind of stuff isn't going to change any of the situation, right? Hello, Patty. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas with your family. Well, it was a very different Christmas. I will say that. It wasn't quite what I was planning on doing, but I did spend it with somebody that I love. I will fill you in. Hello, Jacqueline. Glad our book community can help being some positivity to your. Yes, y'all do. Jacqueline, you don't, I don't know if you'll ever understand how much this community means to me. And that's why, I really, since all of this happened, well, probably since Monday, I was like, should I cancel? Should I not cancel? Should I cancel? What should I do? And then I'm like, you know what? I need it. I need something just for a couple of hours. And y'all always make me happy. Y'all are the best community ever. I mean, that's all I can say. And I'm not going to say much more because I'm probably going to cry. I love winter, an excuse to hibernate. Yes. Hello, hello. Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm so glad to see you here. And then trying to edit a video and wrapping up my own sprints at 5. Understand. I have so many videos to do. Not sure how I'm going to pull it off, but I don't know. I'm hoping something's going to happen because I'm kind of feeling like I'm in the twilight zone. Alicia says, I'm sending all good vibes your way. Thank you, Alicia. I always appreciate it. I feel it. I feel the love. And I feel, positivity, but it's like, how much more can it, happen? I don't even want to say that because it could probably be worse. Oh no, yeah, fill us in. I will. I will. Love you, Kat. I'm glad we all have each other. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say, you know, um, thank you very much. I was hoping to go into 2024 like, okay, it's been rough, my mom's diagnosis and, losing Shelly and trying to navigate the world without her and all that, and getting through the holidays. I thought that was going to be, kind of challenging. Well, on Saturday, the Saturday before Christmas, so what date was that? December the 23rd. I got a text from my dad that my mom had fallen. She had slid off the bed and fell on the floor. And at the time, this happened like at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. At the time, my dad didn't think anything was wrong. She has fallen a couple of times, and we didn't know if it was, more because of the dementia or because she's on Seroquel, which makes her get into a deep sleep. And sometimes that medicine can cause different effects. And so we didn't know. We didn't know if it was more related to dementia or the medicine or whatever. But it was something that we were going to have to address with the neurologist. Well, she ended up, my dad had to bathe her and everything because she had a little accident, and got her back in bed. She never complained about being in pain or, that she couldn't do anything or whatever. Well, she went back to sleep and slept until the morning time. Well, lo and behold, my mom broke her hip. She broke her hip. Yes, unfortunately. And so I went down there. We thought maybe we could get her in a wheelchair and I could put her in the car. At the time, I didn't have an actual diagnosis that she had been, I don't know if that's the right word, or assessment that she had broken her hip. I thought something was wrong just by the way her leg was angled and she was having back pain. So we were going to try to put her in a wheelchair. My husband had a friend lend us a wheelchair, and we were going to put her in the wheelchair, put her in my car, and bring her. Well, we could not get her up, and I was not going to be responsible for making it worse. So we called an ambulance and they brought her to the hospital, yes, to the emergency room, and it was broken. So she ended up in surgery Sunday, Christmas Eve morning, to have the surgery to repair it. And she's been in the hospital ever since. Well, things have been going okay. I went with them. Obviously, I was there. So I stayed with her in the hospital Saturday from the time we got to the emergency room all the way until Monday, Christmas. I drove home just so I could take a shower, and then I went back so I could sleep and be with her because, there's a lot of care that has to go into it. I didn't want her to be scared going into an unknown situation, um, and being frightened, waking up and seeing nurses and whatever and not knowing who we were. So that's why I opted to spend the night. Well, she has been getting up. Things were looking good. We've had a nice time together. So that's why I said, even though Christmas wasn't the way I wanted to spend it, I was spending it with her. We watched some old movies on TCM. We, even watched an Alfred Hitchcock movie, Vertigo. We've been watching some Christmas movies. She watched Elf for the very first time. So we've been having a really good time together, as good as you can have in the hospital, right? And so I've been coming home during the day for a couple of hours to take care of a few things, take a shower, and then go back. Now, keep in mind, my mom and dad live an hour away. So the hospital is about maybe 20 minutes more away from where they live, 15 to 20 minutes. So traveling back and forth. Well, they were going to put her in a rehab hospital today. We had the facility not too far from the hospital, all excited about it. Well, in order for you to be transferred, one of the things you have to do is take a COVID test. And lo and behold, she tested positive for COVID. So I'm like, what the heck? I mean, and then Shelly's husband and two of his children came to visit her last night. So I feel terrible that, were they exposed? I mean, they weren't like in her face or anything like that. But like, I'm exposed because I've been with her, I guess. I guess you're exposed if you're just in the vicinity with the person. So I don't know what to do. I had a long conversation with my sister. What would you do? Do you do I leave my mom high and dry on her own by herself, isolated when I've been feeding her, I've been brushing her teeth, helping her brush it. Well, actually, I haven't been brushing her teeth. She's been doing that herself, but like she's in bed. But I've been flossing her teeth. And I now kind of feel like some of these other things I've had to do for her that I now can say I could play a nurse or a dental hygienist and be believable on television or maybe on a stage production. I'm just going to say. So I'm pretty excited about the fact that I have that in my acting wheelhouse right now, or toolbox, or whatever you want to say. So I don't know, whatever, what that's worth. I don't know. So anyway, I talked to my sister about it. She seems to think you've been exposed unless you're having some kind of symptoms, which I don't. I came home today, actually took an hour and a half nap. I feel good. I feel refreshed. And so she said she thinks she would go back. You've already, let's just see what happens. A couple of weeks ago or a month ago, maybe I would have had it because, I was sick, but it was like sinus or allergy kind of stuff. So I don't know. I never got myself tested because I didn't go to the doctor, but I don't know. I don't know enough about COVID because all during that stuff, I kind of pretty much laid low as much as I could until we went back to school. And then, I did all the precautions. I'm always been a good hand washer and I wore my mask diligently. From what I understand, I do have to wear a mask when I go back there to be with her, which is understandable. But I don't know. What would y'all do? What would y'all go back and be with her so she's not alone or whatever? Or would you say, stay away? I don't know. It's one of those things. What do you do? Joanne's in the house and saying, hi, everyone. Hope you guys had a good Christmas if you celebrate. I'm sure you've already heard what I've been doing. Nice to see a horror writer in the chat. What are you working on, work in progress wise? Hey, Alex, I want to tell you, Alex, I missed you Friday. I mean, not to make you feel guilty or anything, but I did miss you Friday because it's kind of already gotten into a routine attending your Friday sprints. I'm hoping you're going to be there this Friday. No telling what's going to happen with me, but I'm going to try to be there. Alex is sending the positive vibes my way. I'm sorry you're going through some things, but we got you back. Happy New Year and belated Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. It was just a weird Christmas. Michael saying, not a writer, just a horror fan and a fan of Cat. Thank you so much, as I am a fan of you as well. And sorry, assuming then. And Alex, hi, how it's going? Hey, Swamp Gas, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hey, Stormy. Storm is in the house. Hello, Nicole. How are you? I'm doing okay considering all the craziness that's happened in my life. Believe me, when I got the text from my dad, I was just, because originally he just said that she had slipped out of the bed. Like, he didn't make it sound like you've got to come immediately. We have to do whatever. So I was like, okay, well, do you need me to come down and assess it? Maybe we should, But then when I called him, but no, he sent me, I think, another text. And then I called him and I'm like, I'm coming down. We're just going to go check this out. Because first of all, this is not the first time she's fallen. So we've got to figure out what is causing this, kind of situation. Yeah, Patty, thank you. What a crazy, tumultuous time. I'm glad you somehow were able to be together, even under awful circumstances. Yeah, like I said, I can't say it was a horrible Christmas. I just didn't get to spend it with my entire family. I got to see my husband and my oldest son when I came home briefly, but our plans for the weekend where we were having Christmas with my husband's side of the family on Saturday, and then Christmas with my parents on Sunday and my family. So, of course, I didn't get to go see my husband's side of the family, but they did miss me. So that was nice of them to say. And I miss them, of course. And then, of course, my husband didn't cook or anything special for Sunday. We did have leftover food that they prepared for that. So I at least got to eat some good food on Monday when I came back. But, well, my days are confused. Yeah, Saturday was family on his side. Monday was supposed to be our Christmas. No, no, no. Sunday we were going to celebrate Christmas with my side. I'm getting myself confused. And then Monday I was supposed to go to Shelly and Carrie's house, because we normally traditionally when my family would leave on Christmas Day, we would go have a cocktail and eat some leftovers and stuff at Shelly and Carrie's house. And of course that didn't happen as well. But we wanted to be there to support Carrie, because this is the first Christmas, without Shelly being there. But so yeah, that's where I'm at. And I don't know, what would y'all do? I mean, I don't know. COVID freaks me out. I don't know if I've ever had it before. I've never tested for it before. I've never felt like I've had like little allergies and stuff like that, but that's not stuff I normally go to the doctor for. So, and Alex is saying, oh gosh, Kat, I'm so sorry about your mom's hip. That poor woman. Yeah, she's been through. And you know what the crazy thing is? It's like, I hate to say this is the positive thing about dementia, because there's nothing positive about it. I think that because she's in a mindset that she's in, she's not thrilled about this, but I think she's handling it better than if she was like in her right mind, if that makes sense. So I know that sounds weird, but she's just kind of going with the flow, and it is what it is, and she's happy. Now, of course, with that being said, she's also on medication. She had a pain blocker, but they removed that. It was a nerve blocker. She may start feeling some pain because she has gotten up. She sat in a chair for 2 hours today. She actually got up, stood up, walked. Now her blood pressure did drop a little bit, I think, because she was so nervous. She had like this death grip on the walker thing. I think it was the anticipation of fear of falling or whatever, or feeling pain. But she sat up in her chair for like 2 hours, and now she's back in the bed. But I don't know what to say. Yes, Elf, it is one of my favorite movies too. And I couldn't believe that she had never seen it. So she just laughed. Oh, you know what else she watched part of? And this was before Elf. We watched a movie with Judy Garland, and that was a cute movie, but we only caught like the tail end. And then we caught the tail end of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. She thought that was funny. Now she has seen that in the past. And but Elf, she just thought that was so funny. So I was glad she was happy. Yes, Joanne, it's terrible. Thank you. I need those hugs, Faye. I really do. And I know I've gotten some cards in the mail. And Faye, I think one of them's from you, and I have not even had a chance to look through them. That's one of the things I plan on doing while we're on sprints. And Alex is telling everybody hello in the house. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love and the hugs and all the hellos in our wonderful community. We have a wonderful community, I think. So now y'all understand why I have to be here, even if it's just for a couple of hours, because I can, kind of have a little bit of fun and kind of feel good a little bit, positive. Y'all going to give me positive energy to bring back. And then we'll see what happens after that. I'm supposed to be filming a video because I'm supposed to be participating in another readathon. I was supposed to do that Tuesday, but I didn't have all the information from my partner in crime for that, because she was in urgent care with her partner. So I don't know. It's all going around, I guess. I bet you'd be an amazing nurse. You have caring vibes. So teacher also makes sense. Oh, thank you very much. I mean, I'm doing my best, really. It's, I would not want to be a nurse per se, because their job is hard. And especially being with my mom these nights, just, what they have to do. Like, I think they have like 5 patients at a time. And then it's not like every patient is going to be smooth sailing or have somebody staying with them in the evening time. Yes, COVID too. I know. I hope I don't get sick as well. I mean, that's my only thing. And Mike saying, no worries. Pleasure to meet you. I had COVID twice. No fun. I probably would see her unless the hospital doesn't allow it. I think they will. I think the way my dad is making it sound is that I would have to wear a mask. They did put a yellow sign on her door so that people know or whatever. But I am going to definitely double check with my dad before I actually go down there. I don't think they're going to move her to the rehab hospital with her being tested, which I don't know what the protocol is, which means that's more days in the hospital. Really is funky. Hey guys, this is Jasmine. Currently homesick with the damn flu. Ugh. Ugh. That's terrible, Jasmine. I don't want to hear that. Thank you, Nicole. I'd slap on an N95 mask and go see my mama. Thank you. That's what my sister and I have had decided that I'm gonna do, you know? So yeah. And I have a mask, so I can definitely do that. But either way, wouldn't be a bad decision. Be kind to yourself regardless. Thank you. Just one day at a time. I personally would go back and be with her, but I think you should do whatever feels right for you. Thanks, Alicia. Y'all making me feel better. I mean, not that if somebody said the opposite, that I would not, because it's personal preference, but I just feel bad for her because I've been doing so much for her, and like she looks forward to me being there, even though she knows, she's like, I know you have a lot to do at home, but when I come back, she's excited, so and I think it does give her some security, she's not as anxious. I missed the Friday sprint with Alex too. Yeah, I think a lot of people did. And Joanne's telling Jasmine that she's feeling better. I agree. I would see her if you already been in her mouth. You already wear a mask and wash your hands, so just keep doing that. Yeah, and I wore gloves. I did wear gloves, and I'm a big hand washer, so yeah, I think that'll be fine. It just makes me sad because she was doing so good, and her physical therapists were so happy today. They were like, "Yay, you're doing so good. You won't regret being there and taking care of her. You'll regret not being there. My grandma's last year of life was 2020 to 2021, but we still spent time with her, and I don't regret 1 minute." Thank you, Jacqueline, for saying that. Yeah, y'all are making me feel better about the decision. My bag is already packed and everything. I mean, basically, I'm going to eat dinner before I end up going. That's what I've kind of been doing. And, just go because I've already showered. I've already, good to go. It's just a matter of actually going. Sending you a germ-free virtual hug. I'm sorry to hear about the awful circumstances. Thank you, Jasmine. Admittedly, I wasn't originally planning on doing sprints this Friday, but I will now for you, Kat, and Nicole. Oh, Alex. It might be shorter one, but I'll do it. I miss you all. Yay. Good, good, good. And we got some yays. If I'm home, I'll be there. Oh, Alicia's going to join in if she's home too. I look forward to seeing you all if you can make it. Yeah. I'm just also sad about my reading because I haven't done all of my reviews. So I have to finish those and get those written in. And I might just go ahead and do my star ratings and go back and write the review so I can get credit on Goodreads. I may do that because I don't know, because I'm not really having a lot of time when I'm there. So I might just do my star reviews for it and then go back and write my reviews at this point. But I don't think I'm going to make 100 books because I didn't get to read Ballet Shoes. Middle Grade March is having their meeting tonight, and I didn't even get to crack that book open. I might be able to read the FOMO book club, which is We've Always Lived in the Castle, which I've been looking forward to reading that. So we're going to see. We shall see. But I'm reading the 5 a.m. Club. I'm still reading it. I think I have less than 100 pages now. Let me see. Yeah, I have less than 100 pages. And it's not that it's not interesting. It's kind of kooky. It's got a kooky main character, but it's not like I'm not enjoying it and getting something from it. It's just I haven't had time to read. Yes, Kat, take time to relax and distract yourself a bit. Nothing like a good book for that. I'll be there, Alex. Looking forward to it. That sounds fun, Alex. We'll definitely try and make it. Hello, Emma. Good to see you. Hope you had a good Christmas. Just popping the like button. I appreciate you. Hello, Kelly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And they're saying hello to Kelly. And hello, Al. Just popping in to hit the like button. I appreciate you doing that, Al. I hope you all had a good Christmas over there across the pond. And Michael's telling Kelly hello. So we'll go ahead and do our first sprint. We'll do 30 minutes. I think we're going to do shorter sprints tonight. And I do have a would you rather in honor of our winter starting. So our would you rather is, would you rather skate on a frozen lake or see the northern lights? That's going to be our would you rather. And we'll go ahead and do 30 minutes. Tootie is in and out. He doesn't know what he wants to do. I might just have to keep the door open, I guess, because I don't know. He's in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, so let me get it up here. I started the timer. I feel like I haven't been on here in a century, but it was only 1 week. Okay. Okie dokie. So happy reading, and I'll see y'all in 30 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Let's see what everybody got up to. I actually, let me stop this. I actually read 13 pages in the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I mean, I'll tell more about it, obviously whenever I review it, but there's some cheesy parts to it, just like the storyline per se, because even though it's a not professional, a personal development book, it's told fictionally, and then it puts all the ideas and methods and stuff that you could put into practice in your life to achieve whatever this is. That being said, some of what they're saying that you could do to be in this 5 a.m. club does make sense to me and appeals to me because I need to get into some kind of a morning habit, or not a morning habit, but like have a morning routine. And I do need to get my habits a little more regular, I guess is the best thing. But with that being said, everything's been kind of crazy. So it's like I don't feel like I really can start a habit or whatever. And it seems like even though I did my tranquility by Tuesday, I was doing so well with that until the summer. And that has all kind of like fallen by the wayside. Some things I can do easier than others. Like I am not planning my weeks on Friday because of everything that's going on and stuff. I mean, I know that kind of is probably an excuse if you were like really regimented or whatever, but I can't be regimented right now. But with that being said, hopefully I can have some time to reflect and see if I can put any of the information that they have in this book into practice and see if it improves my quality of life, I guess, so I can be a little more organized. I just feel like I cannot get myself organized and I'm behind, and I feel like I'm getting more behind. I'm a little disappointed with the fact that I'm not able to do a lot of the end of the year things I was hoping to do on my channel. So I've got to get in a mind space where I can let it go and be okay with it and not put the pressure on myself, because I can't imagine anybody in my community that has been with me this whole time, that supports me on my channels, saying anything negative, like, oh, I can't believe you didn't do an XYZ kind of video, or you let me down because you didn't give me your December TBR, or whatever it is. I mean, I just can't imagine that. So I personally myself have to build a bridge and get over it and not put the pressure on myself. That's what I need to do, if that makes any sense. So let's see how everybody is doing. Al was wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. You're probably gone by now because I know that it's bedtime for you, but thank you, Al, for being here, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. So looking at the answers, Jennifer says Northern Lights. Jacqueline, Northern Lights. Alicia, Northern Lights. I'm not surprised by this at all. Stormy, Northern Lights. Faye says skate on a frozen lake. You're the first one, Faye. I do think Northern Lights is going to win on this one. I don't even think I have to tally it. Alex, Northern Lights. Hey, Sarah, how have you been? She's also with Northern Lights. And then we have, is it Anya? Enya? Hi all, Northern Lights. Welcome, Enya. I think this is your first time visiting, or at least in the chat. Welcome, welcome. And another Northern Lights. Hello, Jessica. She's saying, just joined. I'll be reading The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I heard that's a good book. I believe Halko read it and read the sequel and enjoyed it. Also, I would want to see the Northern Lights. Excellent. Hello, Amy. Happy Wednesday. I already know what Amy's decided because she has mentioned she would like to see Northern Lights. Hello, Christina. Happy 7th day of Yuletide. Hopping over from Vanessa Sprints, reading on a night like this by Liz Maverick, sharing Swans a Swimming with the like button. I love that. I love, love, love how you like my button for my channel. Amy says, I have wanted to see the Northern Lights forever. Definitely that one. Yeah, I knew because you have mentioned that at some point in the sprint somehow about that. Nicole said, grew up skating on a frozen lake, so definitely Northern Lights. Excellent. I need to make a trip to Walmart. Be back in a bit. Okay, Jessica. And hello, it's your BookTube bestie, Coda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think this is your first stop here too. Hello, everyone. I'm sprint hopping, reading Jitterbug Perfume today. What an awesome title. Hope everyone has or is having a good holiday season. Thank you. Same to you. Christina said, where I am, you can go out on a frozen lake and see the northern lights, but I would much rather be in a warm, cozy car or house while I watch them. That is understandable. And Coda says, oh, I forgot to answer Northern Lights. I just ordered a Northern Lights diamond painting yesterday. Another diamond painter. And I bet you it's going to be beautiful when you finish. Christina said, my dad used to take me ice fishing. I really don't like being cold. Ice fishing would be something I don't think I would want to do. I mean, it looks like you would be cold the entire time. Like, I don't know how it would be enjoyable. Did you ever catch anything when you were doing your ice fishing, Christina? I want to know. And Christina can't wait to see your diamond painting, Coda. And Mary said, see Northern Lights in Norway, of course. And hey, Jamie, she's just jumping in. We'll be bouncing between a couple books and trying to finish by the end of the year. I know. I was really hoping to get to my number 100 because I'm so close. But then there's a part of me that's like, you know what? You made your 75 and you came close. So either I can bump up my goal for next year because I made my 75, I think, in September, if I'm not mistaken. So I can either bump up for next year or just stick with 75 because maybe it was just a fluke. You know, who knows what the year is going to bring, that's for sure. Hello, Kat and everyone. I'm trying to finish the Enchanted Sonata, a Nutcracker retelling. I'm so glad you're here, Mary. I hope you had a good Christmas. Patty, caught up on your chat. The kids and husband came in while you were talking. I'd rather see the Northern Lights. Excellent, Patty. I'm a sissy. No thanks to a frozen lake. You sound like me too. I personally, I know this is going to sound crazy. I have been ice skating and I think it's fine, but it's always been like on a regular rink. I personally myself would be afraid to be on a frozen lake. I understand it's frozen, but I've seen movies, many movies where things happen to you on frozen lakes and ponds. Like, I want to say it's in The Omen. They have a scene with that. And I think I want to say in the 90s version of Salem's Lot, I believe that's the case. In Let the Right One In, I believe there's a scene in there. I don't know. I would be too afraid that I would find a part that was not totally frozen or very soft or not as thick or something, and I would get in the water, and I would not like that at all. So I'm going with Northern Lights. Alicia said, I'm also sick, so I've been laying around listening to records. I read a little bit of Such Nice People. I am sorry to hear you're sick, Alicia. That is a bummer. Nobody should be sick for the holidays. And Nicole read 21 pages in an Irish country doctor. That sounds interesting. I seem to be skating alone. Yes, I think so. Faye, tell me if I'm being like really just unreasonable with the fact that I could fall through the ice. Alex is cooking right now and was during sprints, watched your November wrap up, and it was a great video. Thank you so much, Alex. I haven't, if anybody has commented on videos and stuff like that, I haven't gotten to answer all of those. I'm not ignoring you. I will get to them as soon as I can. You would think being in the hospital, I might have some time, but the way it's been working is I'm spending as much time with mom, and because she was on that nerve blocker, she didn't have to take any any additional pain medicine. So she's been pretty awake, and I'm spending a lot of time with her, caring for her, watching movies with her, just us talking, so I hate to be doing other stuff. Also, I've been answering texts and some emails and stuff like that. Just kind of keeping up with people, letting them know what's going on with her. So I want to not be, doing something else when she's awake. So if she does happen to go to sleep, which the last couple of days she has not, then I'll sit there and play on there, because I was able to do a graphic for this readathon that I'm supposed to be partnering with. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, if all goes well, I will be able to release that Saturday. Haven't filmed it yet, so also send good vibes that I can get that done possibly tomorrow. We'll see what happens after tonight. But anyway, I will get to comments, be assured, because I love to chat with y'all for sure in the comments. Hello, Helco. How are you? I made it to page 79 in Eileen by Otessa Mashfi. I haven't heard of that book or of that author. I hope it's good. Oh no. He calls saying to you, Faye, because you're going to be skating by yourself. Ooh, Kat, that sounds really interesting. Thank you. Oh, y'all hear my Luna bell. Somebody must be coming up to the door, maybe delivering a package. It's okay, Luna. It's okay. Alicia wants to know if you're liking that one, Jennifer. And Joanne is welcoming other peeps in the chat, or people that she hasn't said hello to already, and asking how it's going. And Coda is saying hello. Hello and great. I love all this response. I love how y'all chat with one another. Okay, just got home from work and I'm tired. How are you? Don't put any booktube pressure on yourself, Kat. We love you no matter what. Thank you, Alicia. That's what I need to hear. Kat, I like the word rhythms rather than habits. I like the word rhythms rather than habits. It seems more grace-filled. I love that. Rhythms. I'm writing that down. Do you mind if I use that, Mary? I might have to use that. I will definitely give you credit for sure. But that sounds better than habits. I mean, I think rhythm does have a lot to do with grace, and it seems more positive, because you can have good habits and bad habits, you need to give yourself grace and love. We understand, and we are here for you. Thank you, Jennifer. You definitely need to give yourself grace. What an insane time. And I think people love the connection so much that the lives are the most important. Thank you so much, Patty. That makes me feel good. Not that booktube videos aren't fun, but yeah, I know what you mean, Patty. I feel like we have a interaction, I really wish some of you would be open to possibly come in and being guests, on some of the sprints. I think that would be fun too. And then people can see who everybody is, but no pressure. Cause I know some people like to just be in behind the scenes, but, you never know. You never know. I mean, you don't have to have a YouTube channel or a booktube channel, where you're, what am I trying to say? Producing videos or content in order to be a guest, to come on and hang out. But anyway, I need to figure that out. I might do something with that, and see if we have some people that want to jump on. I mean, I do it with Emma and Andy, and we were supposed to have one in our little trio. We were supposed to have something like once a month where we could kind of hang out, but of course then that didn't happen in December. But we'll see if I could get back with that. I don't know. A bit tired, spent most of the morning cooking. Then I'm trying to figure out how to use ChatGPT to help me summarize notes for work better. That sounds like a good plan. Never say I agree with Jennifer and Patty. More grace. We love you no matter what content you have or don't have. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate you. 100% okay. Please don't add booktube to your worries. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all have so much wisdom. On the bright side, my book has reached a new milestone in terms of reviews. I got 30 reviews on Culinary Confessions so far. Excellent. Kudos to you. Sarah says, I've had a hard few weeks, but had a good Christmas with my family. Hope you're doing well as it can be expected under my circumstances. I'll have to send you a little DM and fill you in, because I kind of explained it all in the beginning. Hello, haven't seen you here before. Nice to meet you. What genre do you like reading? That's Joanne to Sarah. Sarah usually can't always be here on Wednesdays because her daughter has a class, I believe, on Wednesdays. But, school is out. So my teachers are here, and also probably students who are on vacation. So That might be the, you know, why you haven't crossed paths already. Christina said, I caught a cold, he caught fish. Not, I mean, it's not funny you caught a cold, but wow. First time going ice fishing. Hopefully it was your last. Oh, the Dead Zone. Okay, Jamie's reading the Dead Zone. The hockey game where the ice breaks. Yes, 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 yes. How could I have forgotten that? That is so true. Yes, yes, yes. I remember that because he even predicted something like that was going to happen. My most memorable iced over lake scene is from The Good Son. The Good Son. Is that the one with Macaulay Culkin? Um, because if so, vaguely do I remember that? Because in that movie, he was not really a good character, if I'm remembering correctly. Hello, Robin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Zach. I hopped over from Vanessa Sprints. I'm reading Lovely War by Julie Berry. Welcome, Zach. I appreciate you being here. I would love to see the Northern Lights. Yes, Robin, you're in the majority. We've only had one person that wants to go skate on the frozen lake, and that is Faye. Nicole said the pound I grew up on wasn't too, the pond I grew up on wasn't too big and was only about 1 to 2 feet deep, aka low risk. Okay, well, that isn't too bad. I actually don't know what I want to read right now. Well, maybe you won't read a little bit. Maybe you do something else productive. Faye said, whenever I've skated on a frozen lake, it's been well looked after with any weaker spots roped off. I always felt safe. Oh, well, that is good. That's good to know. The Good Son. I love that movie. Yeah, if it's the one I'm thinking, I haven't seen it in a million years. But I do remember it being a good movie. Also, to answer your question, definitely see the Northern Lights. They're so pretty. I would like to see them. Jasmine says, I must have dozed off during sprints, but I want to see the Northern Lights so badly. I like the rhythms versus habits too. Yeah. I don't need credit for the word rhythm. I think it's been used before. You're going to get credit anyway. And we have some highs. Summer Children by Dot Hutchins or Black Book from James Patterson. I have not heard of Dot Hutchins. I have read James Patterson. I read his whole the Bird series, the young adults, and I have read some of the beginning novels in the Women's Murder Club, which I really enjoyed. And I've also read some of his standalones. I want to say The Lake House might have been one of them. Hello, Amal. Welcome, welcome. Alicia, it's an interesting book so far. This is my first Otessa Moshfegh, so I'm trying to get used to the writing style. It's stream of consciousness, which I don't mind, but it's not for everyone. It may not be for me because Virginia Woolf writes in stream of consciousness, and I never really enjoyed those. Amal, is he reading Beneath the Surface 21% by Emily McIntyre? Very good. And Joanna Stillen saying hello to everyone. I like reading lots of different genres, but thrillers are my favorite. We have a few weeks off for the holiday break. I'm excited. Yeah, it's been nice to be off. That at first I was a little bummed out that everything like this was happening because I'm like, I had 2 weeks of vacation, 2 weeks in a day because I didn't have to work that Thursday before Christmas. And so I was just very excited. I was like, oh, I have so much time to get caught up and do things. And then this happened. But then I'm like, I turned it around and I said, I'm grateful that I do have this time because I don't have the pressure of worrying about work or having to call in and saying I can't come to work, So, there's always a silver lining to things. So I have to look for that so I can remain positive. I can feel my feelings. Believe me, I do feel my feelings and I have my moments, but I'm also one, cry it out. I don't know if anybody here has ever seen Broadcast News with Holly Hunter. It's an older movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but Holly Hunter's character would have these moments where she would do a cry it out, and it would only be for a few minutes, and then she'd get herself together, and then she would just proceed. I've had those kind of moments. So I always associate myself with Holly Hunter's character in that movie. I need to rewatch that movie and just see if my memory is accurate with that. But I do. That is one of the things I seem to remember about it. It was a good movie, though. I think she was like an anchor or producer or director or something for this news station. And I cannot remember. I can see the man who plays the lead in that movie, but I cannot think of what his name is. It might have been John Hurt, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Deadline. Ooh. Oh wait, no, that's Jamie. I'm sorry, Jamie. The Dead Zone is so good. Yes, I actually liked the movie. I think more than the book. I don't know about y'all. The book to me was kind of slow. Not that I didn't enjoy it, but I do think I enjoyed the movie more than the book. And I still have to watch the entire series with Anthony Michael Hall. I saw the first episode and I really enjoyed it. So I really would like to. I mean, even though it was a little bit different, um, and I think it probably goes in a different kind of direction, but I still would like to watch it. I never got back to it. Coda, I thought of The Good Son too, Face Under the Ice. Yeah, now y'all got me wanting to rewatch that one. Anna, welcome. First time in one of your sprints. Love from Argentina. Woo! All the way from Argentina. Thank you for being here. Love it, love it, love it. I have no hands coordination skilled or balancing skills, so no ice skating. That's fair. And we have more hellos from Joanne. The kid was creepy in The Good Son. Yes, Robin, I agree. I want to say it's Macaulay Culkin, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, he's saying I'm thinking of the right movie. It's been a while. The movie Alpha has a good frozen lake scene as well. Thanks, Zach. I'll have to check that out. That is called Alpha. Alpha. And I'm sure there's more. I mean, whenever that obviously is a fear and something that's put in very like movies that are thrillers or horror, because it's obviously popping up in those type of movies and it's being used, and it would be a fear for me because I know how to swim, but I wouldn't say I'm like the best swimmer. And I think when you're in circumstances like that, if you got caught under the ice, I think I would panic just because I don't feel confident as a swimmer in that kind of a situation. So that's my feelings behind it. Christina's recouping a bit from holiday madness and preparing to do some more on Saturday. So that sounds stressful to Joanne. I prefer reading character-driven stories rather than plot-wise ones. Anna, you and I are on the same place, because I love character-driven novels too. And Coda's exactly. The TV show was different from the movie, but seeing Anthony Michael Hall all grown up was great. Yes, Anthony Michael Hall is one of my favorite actors from back in the day. He was part of that whole John Hughes group or whatever. Love him in 16 Candles. Love him in The Breakfast Club, which The Breakfast Club is in my top 5 of favorite movies for anybody that doesn't know. I just love him a lot. Weird Science. I mean, we cannot forget that. So good. The Omen 2 has one just like that as well, an ice scene. And it might be maybe the Omen 2 that I'm thinking of. It might not be the original Omen because it has been a while since I've seen it. Elijah Wood, that is the other one. Thank you, Nicole. Could not think of who the other actor was, but it was Macaulay Culkin that was. I mean, even though The Good Son, he was the one that was evil. The last Hobbit movie also has a scene with someone falling into the ice. Ooh, I don't remember that. I'll have to check it out again. It's not swimming. That's the problem when you fall through ice. It's finding the hole again. Yeah, I think that's where I would panic because you've fallen in the hole. You would be freaked out that happened to you. And then you would have to look for the hole. How would you do that? And it depends on when you're going. Like, the time of day, like, would it be worse if it's sunshiny? Because wouldn't that cause glare and stuff and cause you to not be able to see correctly? Post Home Alone, pre Lord of the Rings. Oh, yes. He really grew up well, like a fine wine. I agree, Christina. I really like the book, but I only read it a couple of years ago. I think if I had read it at a younger age, I wouldn't have been able to appreciate it as much. That is true. I've read The Dead Zone twice. I read it long ago, And then I read it for my year of King with Kelsey last year. And I just, it's one of those things like it's depends on your time of life. So I do agree with you, Coda, that depending on where you're at, your appreciation level, or like sometimes you think something you read was great and then you read it again and you're like, why did I think this was so great? Or sometimes you read it and it was kind of lukewarm and then you read it again and you're like, this was so fabulous. I don't understand why I didn't reread this sooner, kind of thing. I do like it. But out of the earlier King novels, that earlier decades, it is not in my like top 10 of that decade of time, but I do still think it's worth a read because it does have some good themes in it. And I do like the main character. I feel badly for him and everything that takes place. And then you are introduced to the serial killer. But that was one of my things. I think that I wasn't Frank Dodd. That's who the villain is. I wasn't I don't know. I guess because I've read more King since then and Frank Dodd has popped up in other stories. When I went back, I just thought he had more of a role in the Dead Zone, and he doesn't. It's more or less, and I'm thinking of the Martin Sheen, the actor who played the character, which I can't think of his name right off the bat. That took more of a prevalence in it, but there is a reason, because Smith is supposed to be the one that's going to, Johnny is supposed to be the one that's going to try to prevent that in a way. But it is kind of sad. I do think Dead Zone is kind of sad. It has that element. It's kind of like Cujo. Cujo to me is heartbreaking. I don't know if you've read that. I did not realize that's who the main star of the Dead Zone show was. Yes, Anthony Michael Hall, all grown up. Hello, Jocelyn. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yep, Coda, it's him. I didn't realize it at first either. Time to get ready for my Pilates class. Happy sprinting and hope things get better with your mom, Kat. Thanks, Nicole. And if I don't see you in sprints on Friday on Alex's sprints, have a happy new year, Nicole. And I'll see you hopefully next week. Plan to be here, but you never know. And bye to everyone from Nicole. I can finally read, and the next sprint was trying to fix a problem with Amazon. Ugh, yes, we don't like problems. It's totally fair, and I haven't read everything King yet, so that makes a difference too. Dodd is in other stories. Yes, he's mentioned. In fact, if you read Cujo, he is mentioned in there. So if you didn't have like point of reference, then it's sort of like, okay, I don't know what the big deal is. But I mean, it's not a huge thing, but there's point of reference to it. And then he'll also like make references in other stories when it comes to like Castle Rock and stuff. They make reference to it. So if you know who he is, then you understand what the reference. It's just like when you get references, he makes lots of references, lots of references to Cujo in other King stories and his other novels. So if you know when he's talking about that, if you've read Cujo, you know and understand. Besides the Dead Zone, unread, but I know it connects everywhere. Yeah, he's very good about revisiting. My son just finished his 9th book for the Team Snowflake. Woohoo! One more to go. Yay! I'm rooting for him. I really love the movie The Dead Zone. Christopher Walken was fantastic. I agree. Greg Stilson, thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I was having like a brain bubble there and could not remember. He's such an awful guy that I wanted to like forget him. I've read a mixed bag, not Cujo yet, but that one would be next if I went back to reading them in publication order. One thing I have to say to you, Coda, is I didn't read Cujo. That was the first time in my year of King that we read Cujo, because I had seen the movie and I was just like, I don't really know if I'm ever going to be in the mood to read this story about this dog. And I'm like, I just can't imagine, because the movie to me was just kind of the whole premise, kind of scary, whatever. But I will tell you, after you read Cujo, you appreciate the movie. And I would highly recommend that you watch the documentary of the making of Cujo, because that made me appreciate the movie even more. Dee Wallace did a wonderful acting in it, as well as the little boy in there, and what they had to endure to do the scenes. You just find out a lot you know, production information about what they had to go through. So I love that. But I will tell you, Cujo is not what I expected. It's more like a family drama. You've got different perspectives. It's heartbreaking. You even get the perspective of Cujo. And I cried, especially towards the end. I can't even really talk about it because I will cry. And if you're an animal lover, especially a dog lover, it will hit you in the heart for sure, because you'll be thinking about your dog, you know. I've read all of Stephen King. Excellent. I have been reading him since the 8th grade, and I still have not read everything by Stephen King. Believe it or not, I've actually reread some of his stuff instead of reading everything. The books that I have not read, I have not read the entire Dark Tower series. I read The Gunslinger, but I haven't read the whole entire series. So I have to do that at some point. And I'm thinking about doing maybe a Dark Tower a year of Dark Tower at some point. It's not going to be this year, not with everything I have going on. And I have not read the majority of his short stories. So I need to do that as well. And some of his novellas I have not read, but most of his novels I have. I'll have to look at my my bookshelf and see which ones I haven't, but I'm pretty sure I haven't read all of his Bachman books. So I need to make a list of what I haven't read and start getting those incorporated. But part of my problem is I like to reread his books too, because I reread Salem's Lot this year. And I want to read Holly. That's one of the books I want to read at the beginning of the year. Was he in Pet Sematary as the neighbor, meaning Anthony Michael Hall? Refresh my memory. He also references Shawshank. Oh, you're meaning, was he in Pet Sematary as the neighbor? Oh, you meaning, okay, you need to let me know. Cujo, Anthony Michael Hall, Stephen King, he makes a lot of cameos. He was actually the preacher, the minister at Gage's funeral. Yes, Shawshank does. And there's a couple of references to, and especially if it's Castle Rock related. Happy Wednesday, M. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. I'm still waiting for Cujo from the library. Good, Robin. Just be prepared. I thought it was sad. I've never read Cujo. Yeah, it's sad. Oh, very cool advice. I haven't seen the movie since I was a kid, so I should read and then watch the movie and the making of, or the film first, do you think? I would maybe read the book, since you've seen it. You kind of, have point of reference because there are some changes, but I would read the book first, maybe watching the making of the film and then watch the film. Maybe do that and just see, because then you'll have an appreciation when you actually see those scenes. And then you might even be looking for certain things that you might have caught. I mean, that would be maybe the way I would do it. Cujo was my first Stephen King book when I was 7. Wow. Did it break your heart back then? Or were you too young to appreciate it from that sense? Cujo is an amazing book. It's much sadder and more layered than the movie, but I love the movie too. Yeah. Like I said, I have a new appreciation for it for sure. You started King young, just like me. Ooh. I also haven't read The Dark Tower. I feel like I should read everything that comes before it first, so I'll be more likely to catch the crossovers. Yes, actually, Big Al does BookTube is doing it where he's reading the books not in chronological order, but in the order of how it all kind of ties in the universe. And so he's reading the books not necessarily in publication order, which I find fascinating. I don't know which is a better way to read it, because Dark Tower gets put in some of the other books that he wrote, like chronologically, perhaps, for all the other stuff like Cujo references and Pet Sematary references and all that kind of stuff, Castle Rock, but like inserting Dark Tower in the midst. And then I almost wonder also, because short stories also make references to certain things that happen in the novels as well. Dodd, no, the neighbor in Pet Sematary was Judd. Yes. So she was referencing Dodd. Thank you. I'd love a year of Dark Tower when you can fit it in. Yeah, I don't think it'll be this year, because even Andrew from It Came From the Page said he would love to do it. I just can't, I cannot even fathom doing that this year, but it's something that I would like to do, because I think it would take me the whole year to do it. Dodd's as the neighbor. No, no, no. Zach answered that. They remade Pet Sematary. I did not like the remake. I might be in the minority on that. Deal. I'm totally doing it that way when I get to Cujo. Then thanks, Kat. You are welcome. You have to let me know if that was a good advice, though. Hey, Linda, how are you? Merry Christmas. I'm talking about Judd. And have you seen the newest Pet Sematary? Yes, and I didn't like it. I hated the ending. I just thought it was like weird. I didn't like it at all. I mean, and I know it doesn't follow source material quite as well, which I don't always mind it if they go off on another path. But for this one, I didn't. I guess because I love the original and I just thought the ending was weird to me. Yes, but I was super disappointed in the remake. Yeah. I'm up to the third book in Dark Tower. Excellent, Robin. Kingverse Order. I want that list. Yes, there is one on the internet. Same. I'll have to see if I can find it. I might even ask, maybe I could ask Al and see if there's some, he can give me a resource of how he's doing it. Then you also need to start reading Talisman, then Black House. Yes, I read the Talisman as well as Black House. I read Talisman twice because when Black House came out, I had to reread it. It had been so long. I appreciated Cujo more when I read it 20 years later. Yeah. Because there's a lot of adult themes in it. I can't commit to Dark Tower until 2025. Well, you know what? Maybe that could be a 2025 goal. You know, if we could get enough people on board, I think that would be great. Almost always love the original movies, and we don't talk about the remakes. Some remakes I don't mind. Like I didn't mind the remakes for It. I did like the original It, but I didn't mind the remake for that either, because I do think Bill Skarsgård makes a really horrifying Pennywise the Clown, and there are scenes in there that are terrifying, obviously. But yeah, it just depends. Some I don't mind, but I know they happen. Yes. Are you talking about the one where I have to go to the origin? I don't know. It's whatever the newest one is. I haven't seen any others except, and I can't think of who the actor is that was in it. I'll have to look up the actor's name. I didn't like it. It was just a weird ending. The remake of The Stand was trash too. I haven't seen it. The newer version of it are on point though. Yeah. And I think they had a really awesome cast, both children wise as well as adult wise. You know, I like how they did that. But I did like the cast also in the original. The first part was good, but the second part they made was horrible. Yes, and they followed the book so well, I thought. Yes, I agree, Zach. I mean, Coda, sorry. Tim Curry was great as Pennywise. I agree. But I do think they both did a good Pennywise, their interpretations of it. Let's put it this way. I can't stand clowns, and I would be afraid of both of them because there's something that Tim Curry's almost looks a little more like playful, like you would see it like a carnival more so. And then you can see his facial changes that he's sinister and awful and evil. It's just he's such a great actor. Yes, he is great no matter what. I agree. The remake of The Shining, most people don't even know happened, but it did. Yes, it did. And I did a whole thing with Kelsey on that. And I actually liked the remake of The Shining, the made for television miniseries, except I did not like the actor they chose for Danny at all. And Christina says, true, Coda. And Jessica's back. Perfect. We're going to actually go on a sprint. But before that, we do have to I know our chat has been rather long. I'm trying to watch time also, since this will be a little bit shorter. We are going to, let me stop this. Let him out. We're going to do our Mad Libs. So let's do that right now. We are not in Christmas anymore, so there will be no singing. I know that y'all are going to be very disappointed by that since we had so much fun, but we're going to do some winter games Mad Libs. This is part of that 5-in-1 book that Alicia so wonderfully gifted me. And let me get us some little music here to put us in the mood. I don't think we've done, let's do some, let's see what the rock sounds like, the rock music. Maybe. Let me know if this is too loud. Maybe because we're going to be doing some sports. So this is kind of putting us in the sports mood. Just let me know if it's too distracting or too loud. Okay, so the first thing I need, for those of you that have never played Mad Libs, this is parts of speech. So I ask for a part of speech, you throw it out there. If we have multiple in there, I'll fill in until I need something new. So the first one I need is a plural noun. Plural noun. And while you're waiting, I'm looking through here. Zach said Pennywise was too scary in the new ones. He's supposed to be fun at first. Yes, I agree. Thought the Richie Eddie interpretation was a fabulous addition to. I read that even Stephen King liked that touch. I did too. He was one of my favorites, especially when he goes and the zombie thing is like with its tongue and everything. I was like, ooh. I like the remake of The Shining. Yeah, I did too. It actually stuck more to the source material. For the Would You Rather, I would rather see the Northern Lights. Hello, Emily. I would have to travel to see them. I have a big fear of falling. I had 5 broken bones. Ooh, that's terrible. Terrible, terrible. Okay, I'm going in. I lost my spot. I'm trying to do 2 things at one time. I think Christina's the first with dogs. See, any more plural nouns? Emily says books. Mary says bananas. Robin says rats. Okay, so that's all the plural nouns. So next up is a verb, and it's going to be a present tense verb. Let's see, present tense plural, if that makes sense. Present tense plural. It'd make more sense if you do present tense plural. Yes, Coda's saying we're playing a game. I'm ready now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take you, Mary. Skiing. That's kind of funny. And you'll realize, okay. And then we have another ing. I'm going to take Jessica because they said specifically ing. So I'm going to put her riding. Let's see what other... No more verbs, but let's see what else people said. Skating. Screams. Twerking. That would have been hilarious. Running. And Christina liked your answer, Coda. Okay, I need a noun. A singular noun. Love that we have clown, since we were talking about it, and kangaroos earlier for plural. Oh, and that Christina said it's a little loud. Let me turn this down a little bit. Thank you, Christina. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, Coda said a bundt cake. That is hilarious. Okay, next noun. Clown. Emily says coffee. Zach says scorpion. Mary says a wedding ring. So specific. I like that. That's what we say in improv. So specific. And then we have a cake. And that's the last of the nouns. But Jessica had mud. We had Lederhosen from Swamp Gas. And coffee. Oh my God, why doesn't everyone do this? I'm giddy with excitement right now. Meow. That's fun. Okay, I need an adjective. An adjective, to remind people, this is a word that is going to describe a person, place, or thing. Okay, like, a small child or a smelly fish. But let's not use small and smelly, since I gave those as examples. So we have purple. And I need one more. Christina's like on the ball here. Sparkly. Okay. Next one and last one that I can see is part of the body. We also had beautiful, dirty, and round. Funky would have been a good one too. Panicking. Oh, disgusting. Okay, Anita, those are all good. They probably would look funny. And we have appendix. Woot woot. And that, I believe, is the last one. Thank you, Emily. So we have, very good. Okay, that is it for that. But let's look at the other body parts. Finger, pinky toe, the bum, good, foot, arm, mustache. Is it a uvula? Ovula? Oh my goodness, so funny. Okay, so how we normally do this is we will go on a sprint, and when I come back, I'll read the story. So y'all have to be in suspense until we come back for sure. A uvula, that is how you pronounce it. I'm almost positive. Okay, so let's get Pomodoro Kitty started for 30 minutes. I will turn our music off. I gotta get over here. Let's pause that. Ta-da. I love it. It's the dangly thing. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Bah, ha, 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 ha. That's what I see when I see the Batman symbol, Coda. And then, yes, can't wait. And Christina, we have lots of laughing. Okay, so here we go. Let me share the screen and see you back in 30 minutes. Well, 29 and a little change, I guess. Welcome back. Oh, let me stop. Okay. Okay, so what did everybody get up to? I went and ate dinner, and I had egg roll in a bowl, courtesy of Crystal's recipe. We have made that so much since I've gotten that recipe from her. Crystal is also known as Fiber Artsy on the book in the BookTube universe. If you have not checked out our channel, check it out. It's really good. And also my little dog, he went outside to do his business, had to take care of him. So that is what I got up to during that time. I wanted to just address one comment that I didn't get to before. Koda was answering Christina about the remake of The Shining as being his favorite Stephen King adaptation. It follows the book so much better than the Kubrick version. And I agree with you 100% on that. I actually have it on video too. I noticed your comment that you have it on DVD from when Hollywood Video shut down. I actually bought the DVD from Amazon because of doing our Year of King. Kelsey and I doing our Year of King. If you don't know who Kelsey is of Slime and Slashers, and she and I are buddies, and we like to do a lot of collaborations together. But I'm going to tell you, I think the Kubrick film is wonderful as a film, as a horror film. I think that Stanley Kubrick had a great vision for that. There's it's just that it does not end totally the same way. There's differences, I will say that. And I watched the Stanley Kubrick version before I ever read The Shining. So, of course, I love the Stanley Kubrick version because to me it is frightening. It's scary. Jack Nicholson is very unhinged. But after reading the book, you realize that Jack Nicholson's a little too much, unhinged from how it is in the book. The book is well written, in my opinion. It's in my top 10 of Stephen King books. And then I saw the made for TV version, and it does follow more closely. And Steven Weber does, I think, a more true to the Jack Torrance in the book, The Shining, I think, than Jack Nicholson does, even though Jack Nicholson's a wonderful performer. So I just wanted to address that. That's just my my little 2 cents about that situation. But, there's a lot of people, that have not read the book, and so they don't really know, about the following. And the endings are very different, and it's very interesting, the choices that, the author and then the filmmaker make with that. But I would also mention that if you haven't read Dr. Sleep, it is worth a read. And if you haven't read The Shining in a while, I would recommend rereading it and then, reading Dr. Sleep. That would just be my recommendation. So just coming through here, R.C. Scott was in the house. I'm glad you're here. She's probably not here anymore, but thank you for stopping by. Robin read 170 out of 296 pages. Excellent. Faye read 20 pages of Devolution by Max Brooks. Got it for Christmas. I have that on my shelf. I don't think you can see it. No, you can't see it from here, but it's on this bookshelf back here. I like Max Brooks, as you know, because he wrote the Zombie Survival Guide, and I love zombies. And I also read World War Z. I really like that book as well. It's not what people think, though. It does not follow the movie, and the book are totally different. Jessica read 28 pages. Excellent. Patty took the Christmas tree down and ate gingerbread cookies in sadness. Oh. And Linda ate dinner, burger, and queso fries. Queso fries. I bet you that's really good. I love chili cheese fries. The queso fries. Is it like the queso, like the white queso? Because there's also like kind of like a chili queso. Well, at least that's what they call it at Chili's. Christina had supper, did some sprint hopping, and watched Vanessa's new video. Excellent. As always, I'm super behind on my video watching. Rebecca, hello. I'm just joining, but I want to start and finish Imagine. Excellent. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. I put leftovers away and started Count of Monte Cristo. only on page 19. My goal is to read a little bit each day and finish it by the end of February. That's a great goal. Good luck with that. I've never read The Count of Monte Cristo. I should. It's a classic. And me, imagine me. Okay. And I have less than 30 pages left. You can do it. You can do it. I showered and listened to the audiobook of Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. Is that how you pronounce it? And how is that one going for you, Jennifer? I love that you read multiple books like I like to do. I'm not reading any multiple books right now, but I usually like to. I got to Act 2 in Lovely War. Nice progression. Yeah, hello, puppy. Yes. When I do not have a ghost living in my house, it is my little dog Tootie, and he can't make up his mind whether he wants to be in or out. So when you see the door opening and closing by itself, it's just little Tootie. I think that both Kat and Coda know what I'm talking about. Warms my heart. Most people I talk to don't even know there was a remake of The Shining. Yes, that is true. They do not. And like I said, I liked it. I thought it was very well made. Something else that you need to know is the remake, the made for TV one with Steven Weber, was actually shot in Colorado at the Stanley Hotel. And I've been to the Stanley Hotel and it's fantastic. And of course, they've got a different room number, all that kind of stuff going on. And it was just wonderful to be there. My friend Helen lived there for a short time. And I didn't realize, I thought where they shot the Overlook was somewhere else, which for the Kubrick, it was somewhere else. So I was so excited because there's also, when you get the DVD of the made for TV Shining, you have a lot of commentaries and there's behind the scenes. And there was a lot of spooky things that happened at the Stanley Hotel because it is haunted. And that is where Stephen King actually rented a room. We got to go up to the actual room that Stephen King stayed in. And that's where he was inspired, by writing this. So a lot of good history with that. I love all the back to scene because my degree is in drama and communications, and I had to take film class. And so film and television, I worked in television for PBS. I like all of that. And I like the production side of it because that's what I worked in. So anyway, I have this Shining miniseries on DVD too. Excellent. Love all this. Agree with everything you say about the Kubrick version. Also saw it before reading and the TV version after reading. One thing I have to say that I love about the Kubrick version, and I say this, and I believe when Kelsey and I did our live show, which if anybody wants to see our Year of King, it's all on Kelsey's channel called Slime and Slashers, and we did one book or story or a couple of stories per month, and then we watched the adaptations for it. I'm just plugging that because we're really proud of those videos. But there are spoilers. So if you haven't read it and you don't want to hear the spoilers, I would recommend waiting, read, and then go back and watch. But one thing I loved about the Kubrick version is the beginning. That long shot, that long aerial shot when you're watching the vehicle driving up to the Overlook Hotel and the music, all of that was just amazing in my opinion. And there are so many great cinematography, so much great cinematography in that film because Kubrick was a good director. Don't get me wrong. His vision for it was very different than Stephen King's vision. And as you know, Stephen King was not happy with the vision as well. And that's why when we talk about this too, that is why when the rights were available again or whatever, he was all on board for another film being made. And that's why it's a little closer to the source material. Christine and we both own it. I agree. Dr. Sleep book that was good. The movie was okay. Yeah, the movie was okay, but I think they had a really good cast. And I think that's what carried the movie. I'm an actor also, so I really look at who they cast for parts, if they can pull off whatever the characters are in the books. I kind of cut movies slack because I kind of think to myself, if I didn't read the book, would have I enjoyed this movie? Can I go into a movie open-minded without trying to compare it too much to a book? And I've also learned my lesson that it is better to kind of wait a little bit to watch a movie after reading a book so that you have backstory and not so specific details that you're constantly comparing, but enough that you can fill in gaps if the movie doesn't do that. So I've learned that over time. I just try to give each medium their due, because you can do a lot in film that you can't do with books, and a lot with books that you can't do in film. And very rarely is a film better than a book, but sometimes that happens too. I liked Dr. Sleep, but I didn't love it. It was definitely faster paced than I expected it to be, though. Yeah, I think so. And that's another thing I find for Stephen King. If you are a fan of Stephen King and you don't mind the longer books and the world building and the descriptions and the character, because he's character driven in my opinion, and he does write a lot of books that have lots of characters in it. So if you don't mind all of that, that all takes time to meld together and make this fantastic world that you're in. And I've always found, and I've read them since the 8th grade, I just find that for me, I can really get lost in it. And you can't capture all of that in a film. Or if you do, the film has to be much longer than just the hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's why I do think quite a few of the adaptations are made for TV movies, where you can do them over a span of 2 to 3 nights, or it's a mini series, or even a series with multiple seasons. Or like in the case of It, they did 2 parts. I just think his writing warrants that. I mean, I don't know if anybody agrees with that or not, but your door moved. No one panic. Yeah, I know. When it first started happening, Kelsey and I would be on live or whatever. And one time I said, I do not have a ghost in my home. And Kelsey said, oh, you shouldn't have said that. You should have left it like that. He can't make up his mind where he wants to be. Does he want to be on his pillow in here, or does he want to be out there? I think he's waiting for my husband to get home. I think that's what the deal is. And everything he's kind of hearing, like, does this mean that he's home? Because then they're going to go wild. You're going to have a lot of cacophony if we're still on when he arrives. I love when you're talking about spookier books and your door just opens. Yeah. Chili queso, blah, 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 blah. Chili queso. I love chili queso. I like the white queso also. Really enjoying the book so far. Very, very good. I love that. Hi, book lover Laura. Welcome, Laura, new subscriber. I read Needful Things. Very, very good. Needful Things to me is awesome. But can I give you a little tip? And for all of you Stephen King readers out there that might not have started with his earlier works when he first got started. And I found this out when Kelsey and I did Salem's Lot. We just did Salem's Lot. We read that as an October read, but then we had our live show in November. Kelsey read Needful Things prior to Salem's Lot. And I think there are a lot of similarities between Salem's Lot and Needful Things. And you can kind of see where his writing got, better as a writer. Not saying that Salem's Lot is my favorite, okay? But I think that's what Kelsey saw, because she read Needful Things and it kept her a little more engaged than Salem's Lot. She had to concede that there were things about Salem's Lot that were really well done. Like, it is the perfect read, I think, for the fall season, especially the spooky season. It does take place in October. And it's just, I love it. I've always loved it, but it was nice to reread it after so long. And I wondered if I would love it just the same. However, with that being said, since reading Needful Things also, and I've read that a couple of times, there are some similarities, and I see where Needful Things, a little more current, a little more polished, perhaps. The premise is a little bit different because you're dealing with the devil as opposed to a vampire master. But if you go into reading Salem's Lot after Needful Things, just keep that in mind. It was Stephen King's second book that he had written, so, which is fantastic if that is the second book that you wrote. But it's well loved. So I don't know if anybody else agrees with that. I'm about 40 minutes from the Stanley Hotel. You're very lucky, Zach. I've only been there the one time. It was a total surprise. I loved it. I took pictures. I even bought a mug there. I had my 227 mug. I think that's awesome that you closed. Have you ever stayed there? I wish we could stay there. That might be something that I can do later on because I would like to go to Red Rock to hear a concert. So maybe it's one of those things I could do Red Rock and stay at the Stanley Hotel at the same time on the same trip. I want to go to the Stanley one day. I live in Colorado. It's about 5 hours from me. I have a coffee cup from there that someone gave me. It has 217. That's what that is stamped on it. I love book movie comparisons. Yes. Yeah, the numbers of the rooms are different too, which is odd to me. I definitely agree with about the movie. I can appreciate them as separate entities, but the book is much more complex and interesting to me. Yes, I believe so. I think it just gives you backstory that they can't put in there, and then you know characters' thoughts too, especially if it's a character-driven story. Mike Garris directed the TV version. He actually does a lot of lower budget King adaptations. Yes, we found that out when we did our wrap up of the movie. It was the same with Avatar: The Last Airbender. The show was great, funny, but the movie was totally serious and nothing like the show. Yes, I've heard that. Now, I enjoyed the movie, but I had no point of reference from the TV show, whereas my son did. So he could really see the similarities. But I thought the film was well done. The best part of the movie for me was Jack Nicholson. He and my dad went to the same high school. That is awesome. That's a fun fact, Alicia. That is awesome. Were they in like the same grade at about the same time? Was Jack older than your dad or vice versa? Come on, give me some more deets. I love that. Robin also thinks that's cool. I love King and get that it takes a while for the world building. I find it weird though, since it's not really another world. I know. It's his world. The few films I can think of off the top that I think were better than the books: The Undoing, based on You Should Have Known; In Dreams, based on Doll's Eyes; I Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah, yeah, because I Know What You Did Last Summer is very different from the book. I will say that. I love Lois Duncan, but I believe in that case, I read Lois Duncan when I was younger, but I didn't read that book, and I saw the film first. And I think I do prefer the film better than the book. I agree with you on that, Coda. Great point. Haha. He got to make our world weird, though. Yeah, very weird. Kat, you have read 11/22/63 yet? Yes, I did. Actually, I read that when he came to New Orleans. That was my ticket to get in, was to buy that book. So I got two books, and one of them happened to be signed because he signed a bunch of them and just put them in. And so it was lanyap if you got a signed book, because he didn't do a book signing. He just did a night with Stephen King, and he read from 11/22/63, and then he also answered questions. But I'm too starstruck. I could not get up there and ask a question. I would have been like, I'm your number one fan. And, they would have taken me out of there. I love Salem's Lot. It's a slow burn, but it scared the bejesus out of me when I read it back as a middle schooler. Yeah. Same here. And I did realize things that I had forgotten this time around. And I was like a little surprised by some of the content in it. I was just like, it was just different. Have you read Cell? Yes, I have read Cell. And I did like Cell. Some people don't, but I really like Cell. And I enjoyed the movie. And I guess it goes back to the actors too. The book was better than the movie, in my opinion, but I still enjoyed both of them. I read Salem's Lot a long time ago. Definitely not a fave of mine. It's been a while since I've read any of King's old stuff. Yeah. I think it's an acquired taste, some of his earlier stuff as opposed, and depending on when you read it too. I did get to go to Red Rocks this year. We were there for Brandy Carlisle. Awesome. I got to visit Red Rock, but when we visited, it was in April of 2021. They were actually working on the stage, but we still went there, took pictures. A lot of people exercise there during the day. They take their dogs, but I bet you a concert there is amazing. A Red Rock Stanley Hotel trip would be amazing. Wouldn't it, Alicia? I'm like, I just think it would be fun. I want to actually stay there than just, visiting. I think I'm doing a reread of all King's books this year. I was going to do the publication order, but if you do find the Kingverse order, please let me know. I would love that. Yes, I could DM you. I think I'm going to ask Al if there's a way I can ask Al about that. If not, I'll do some research. I am going to go to eat dinner. I'll be back. Okay, Jessica, enjoy your dinner. I've only read several King and in totally random orders: Bag of Bones, Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, The Stand, 11/22/63. All good ones, in my opinion, not his scarier ones, if I would say that. I haven't stayed at the Stanley, but I have been there when there were actors reenacting real ghost stories. That would be cool. I would love that. Jaws film was way better than the book. I heard that, Christina, from Kelsey. She is 100%. I would agree with you. For me, The Virgin Suicides, the book with all facts, but the movie had more feeling. Excellent. 11/22/63 is my favorite Stephen King book. Yay, Rebecca. I love it. I love the character. I love the storyline. And I love learning a little bit more about Lee Harvey Oswald and that time with Kennedy. Makes you want to go back and dip into history to learn a little more about it. I've heard that about Jaws, but I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting for summer. I also really love 11/22/63. Oh, that would have been so cool, drool and all, if I'd gone to the Stanley. 11/22/63 is my favorite book of all time. I've read it probably 6 times. Excellent. That's fun. Jaws the movie is way better. We agree with you, Zach. I haven't read the book, but I'm just know from everybody I've talked to, I haven't heard anybody say they like the book better than the movie. He graduated several years before my dad. He's voted class clown, and there used to be a case of his memorabilia near the office. Now that's cool. Where does Christine come into the whole mixture of Stephen King, though? I don't know. I don't know. And I haven't read Christine in so long that I'd have to see if there's references or something that propels it, but I don't know. I liked it when I read it years ago. I wonder if I'd feel the same way now. Kelsey and I have talked about doing another year of King, but it won't be like this year. Maybe in another year. Maybe not 2025 if I do Dark Tower. Maybe a following year. I've read a lot of them, but it was random order for me too, Patty. Christine is his 11th book. Love Bag of Bones, the only one that creeped me out for a minute. That's why I like Stephen King. They're good, but not scary all the time. Yeah, I agree, Robin. I mean, some of his ones that are not totally scary because of the character development. Alicia also loves Christine. I've only read several King too and liked all of them. I read them because of yours and Kelsey's Year of King. Thank you, Halco. You are always there for our lives, and I appreciate you being there and supporting us because that was a real big project for us to do. Lots of reading and lots of movie watching because some of the novels we picked were long. The worst spicy scene was ever in Jaws. Some people just shouldn't. I'll read Dark Tower with you in 2025 if you decide to do it. Yay, Alicia. We should have like a big team building thing in it. I think I could handle it in 2025. Just not this year. I think it would be fun. I just can't find a book or movie that scares me. There's plenty I think that would scare me. I think it just depends. Like Salem's Lot did scare me. It's the whole thing with the kid, what happens with the kid, and then some of the things that happen. I'm just like, the whole premise of it like creeped me out. It still creeps me out. I am still scared that the kid's gonna come fly. And I've told this story before several times. I have to make sure my shades and my windows are covered. Like I can't have it open because I'm afraid that I'm going to be looking out there and that creepy kid's going to be flying out there. Ugh. Only claustrophobic situations scare me. I can believe that. 12th, I forgot Cycle of the Werewolf. Also, that doesn't include the Bachman books. That's true. And Cycle of the Werewolf, I would highly recommend to people to read it. It's short, but it's good. And it does have illustrations, some nice colored illustrations. Well, yes, illustrations, because they were drawn and then they're colored. They're very good. I know that feeling that I cannot find a movie that scares me either. The Exorcist scares the crap out of me. Speaking of vampires, have you seen that Bill Skarsgård is supposed to play Nosferatu next year? No, I did not. I will need to watch that. Because in the Salem's Lot with David Soul, they based the Master off of Nosferatu. Gotta go now, but wishing you all a peaceful new year. Bye, Jennifer. So glad you were here. We're about to read the story, too. See, I've seen The Grudge, and the little kid that acted. Christ, that cracked me up. Oh, I don't know. I've never seen The Grudge. What kind of things do you find actually scary, Christina? I'll find something to scare you, friend. The kid that screams like a cat. Oh, that screams like a cat. They used to have movies on TV that were based on a true story. Those were a little creepy. Yeah, Criminal Minds scares me. I'm sorry. I think Criminal Minds is scary. And also Law and Order SVU. Those two things scare. Criminal Minds more so, but it's just the fact that it's based on real life. They've remade Salem's Lot too, but I think it's a post-production limbo. Yeah, I've heard, and I think it's being put on Max. If I'm not mistaken, it's going straight to Max. They're not putting it in the theaters. I think I'm able to separate fiction from real life too well. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and read our story. Hopefully we have people who contributed to this so that we can get at least another sprint in before I have to go. But this is called Downhill Ski Racing. Remember, this is from Winter Games and Winter Games Mad Libs. So here we go. From the moment the downhill dogs leave the gates until the second they ski across the finish line, the ski race is a bunt cake pounding experience. The skiers must navigate a purple demanding course from riding over giant mounds of clown known as moguls to maneuvering around plastic books planted in the snow to create a more challenging coffee. If that isn't tough enough, the racers have to combat the elements, the appendix chilling cold, the blinding snow bananas, and the sparkly winds racing up to 100 rats per hour. Only the results of a downhill scorpion are predictable. It seems that year after year, as the same team wins this wedding ring, must be something in their cake. Woohoo! Okay, so I wonder what could be if we had to title these sprints from our downhill ski racing. What could we title that? Too funny, if you ask me. Try the Wasp Factory. Going over scary books. Or your dog reminds you of my cat. Yes, back and forth, back and forth. Yay, Mad Libs. I will check that one out, Coda. Thanks. My sickness took me out for a minute and I missed the filling in part. What? The filling in part. I'm going to read it again. Do y'all care if I read it again? And then we can think of what would we call it. Love the coffee part. Content warning. It's a first-person account of a serial killer. Very psychologically distressing. This is the Wasp Factory. Mad Libs are fun. Got to go cook dinner. Happy New Year. Bye, Mary. Happy New Year. Okay, I'm rereading this again for Alicia. You ready, Alicia? Downhill Ski Race. That's the name. From the moment the downhill dogs leave the gates until the second they ski across the finish line, the ski race is a bunt cake pounding experience. The skiers must navigate a purple demanding course from riding over giant mounds of clown known as moguls to maneuvering around plastic books planted in the snow to create a more challenging coffee. If that isn't tough enough, the racers have to combat the elements, the appendix chilling cold, the blinding snow bananas, and the sparkly winds racing up to 100 rats per hour. Only the results of a downhill scorpion are predictable. It seems that year after year at the year, what? That was a typo. It seems that year after year, the same team wins this wedding ring. Must be something in their cake. Mounds of clown. Call it the crazy snow race. Try Notice or House Rules by Heather Lewis for something scary. Zach has given us some other tips for scary things that are going to make you wish you didn't read it. Plastic Books Planted in the Snow. I like this Blinding Snow Bananas. Yeah, so we could have that. Blinding Snow Bananas could be the name of our sprints for tonight. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so you can read Bunt Cake Pounding as many times as you want. Yeah, it could be, our sprints could be a bunt cake pounding experience for sure. Notice is on my to buy list. Okay, so we have Notice or House Rules by Heather Lewis. And then we also have the Wasp Factory about a serial killer. Did you tell us who wrote the Wasp Factory? No, Coda. Who wrote the Wasp Factory? Inquiring minds want to know. I'll have to check it out and see if there's any triggers. Because I like horror, but I don't like extreme horror. Notice and House Rules. I'll have to put these in my notebook. Heather Lewis. Sorry, guys. If I don't do this now, I won't be able to remember. And that is good. I like to also know who recommends. Yes. Ian Banks. Okay. Ian Banks. These are new authors for me, for sure. Okay, so that is an I. Yes, I figured as much. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do another 30-minute sprint. This is going to be the last sprints for the evening. As I mentioned at the beginning, so some of you that came in a little bit later after my intro to sprints, my mom is currently in the hospital recovering from a broken hip, and I am actually going to be driving to the South Shore after I get off of sprints, which is about an hour. It's going to take me about an hour and 15, well, maybe about an hour and 15 minutes because the traffic will be lighter. But anyway, so I want to be able to get one more set of sprints in, and then I'm going to head over there to spend the night with her in the hospital, as I've been doing since Saturday. Wasp Factory is full of triggers. Also, Heather Lewis is full of triggers. Oh, well, that's good to know. I'll have to see what those triggers are, because I've read some books like I Love the Troop by Nick Cutter. So if it's like on the same scale as that, like in that arena, then I'll be fine. So I'll just have to check it out and see. But if it's supposed to be super scary, I haven't really read a super scary book in a while. Maybe that's what I need, is a super scary book. I've been reading a lot of lighthearted books recently. Okay, so let's get our kitty cat started. And we'll do this. Share the screen. I like to talk to myself while I'm doing this. Let's see. I didn't recommend to Christina because it's so fictional, but The Ruins is my top 3 for horror. It's got lots of body horror, but it has a pacing I really loved about it. The Ruins, I believe, is on my list too. The Ruins, to get to. I just saw One Call the Cow by Matthew Stockart. Stokock. Just saw. Okay, cool. I'll have to write that down too. One Call the Cow. Okay, happy sprinting, everybody. Whatever you're doing. there is our kitty cat. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. Okay. There we go. Okay, so how did everybody do? I did a couple of things. The first thing I did was talk to my husband because he did come home, and thankfully the dogs got all their craziness out when they saw him. And then I came to open all of my Christmas cards that I received. In fact, they came yesterday. So I just want to share a couple of them. This is from Jessica, also known as Chris Wildfire. I love the vintage cards. They're wonderful. Katrina had sent me one too. And then I have one from Vanessa. She's also one of the Corns and Kelsey Corns. Happy holidays. It's neat because all the sweaters have nice texture. This is one of the things that would be good for Gretchen Rubin's Life in Five Senses, where you have the touch. And she sent me a bunch of stickers from Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare Before Christmas. Aren't they cute? I've had other stickers and bookmarks and stuff sent to me as well. I love these. So sweet. And then Jamie sent me a card. It's handmade. She's a scrapbooker too. So really neat. Merry Christmas. And then Faye, who is with us this evening, she sent me the sweetest card, sweetest message, and hers is cute. It says, "That's a lot of myrrh. I had a Groupon." Isn't that cute? I love her humor. Faye has a wonderful sense of humor, and she included some pretty bookmarks from famous artwork. Isn't that pretty? This is a Van Gogh. I love Vincent Van Gogh. Isn't that cool? Of course, the famous Scream. I love bookmarks, and I don't think you could ever have enough bookmarks. That's for sure. And then I also want to share from Froggy. She's a herpetologist, I believe, but she sent me the cutest little card. Look how cute this little frog is. And she's also a Kelsey Corn. And she sent some, she says, here's a few fossil shark teeth I found this year. And they're actually, isn't that cute? I mean, I don't know if you think fossilized shark teeth are cute, but I think that's exciting and fun. So thank you to all of those of you that have sent me cards. Really has brightened my day, made me super happy. Just really lifted my spirits up. Normally I do send out cards myself, but I didn't get to this year with everything going on. I'm bummed out because it's the first year since I ever started sending out cards. And I love to send out cards just as much as I like to receive them. So very excited. I'll have to try to squeeze them in on my shelf because I've been putting my cards that I received on my shelf. So you might see them in the next couple of videos I do. Because I hate to take them down and I want to add these to my group. So let me go through really quickly some of the comments we had before we left and see what y'all had gotten up to. I also read 12 more pages in the 5 a.m. Club and getting some more information of how I can become a part of this 5 a.m. club. Not sure if I could do it or not, but we'll see. Robin had mentioned Call the Cow by Matthew Stockach, and she happened to see that on KU. Alicia's warning me that she's telling me that she liked the ruins, but she's warning me that I won't like the characters, which is probably true because Alicia knows my taste pretty well. And Christina's going to check all of that out. Faye read a chapter of Devolution. I hope you're liking it. And Robin got to 181 out of 296 pages. And Alicia read a little of a book. I know she's feeling under the weather. Is there animal cruelty or anything in the ruins? This is for Coda. That's literally my only trigger, but I've been wanting to read that one too. So Alicia, you could also attest to that. Is there any animal cruelty? Amy got to 3 chapters into Candy Cane Kills and ate some pizza. Ooh, what kind of pizza did you eat? I'm a pepperoni pizza girl, although I do love a BLT pizza. We have 2 restaurants here that make BLT pizzas. Love those stickers. Thank you. How nice from Amy. I'm getting some love from Faye. So neat. Oh, how cool she sent you shark teeth. Yes, isn't that hilarious? Um, too much, too much. Y'all are just way too sweet, too kind to me. I don't remember animal cruelty in that one, Patty. Okay, good to know. Have a good New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's, Robin. I'm glad you were here. Hopefully, if all works out well, I will be back here next Wednesday. That's my goal. Patty, I don't remember there being animal cruelty. So that's two people telling you, Patty. So many cool cards. Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I had to cuddle my cat, so I did not read that time. Yep, cat cuddling is important. Zach says the Northern Lights thing from earlier made me think of something. Did you know there are Southern Lights? They're called the Aurora Australis. I did not know that. I thought there was only the Northern Lights. Thank you for telling us, Zach. That is a fun fact. We have fun facts on our sprints. Of course, my lap. On my lap, and the cat right by my leg sleeping. I can check Storygraph too. I forgot about that. Thank you, though. Perfect. I'm loving Devolution. I've always been fascinated by Bigfoot, Sasquatch. Well, now you're making me really want to read it. It's been on my shelf for quite a while, probably since it got published. Like I said, I like Max Brooks. I love bookmarks too. I started making them and keep thinking of new ways to do them. Yes, you sent me a beautiful one, Christina, which I think I put the card up here. Maybe not. Maybe it's still on my pile on my table. I'll have to show that next time because your bookmark that you sent me was pretty. Thanks for sprints from Christina. Hawaiian. I'm a pineapple on pizza lover. That's exciting. Oh no, Amy. Oh, I don't mind pizza. I mean, I don't mind pineapple on pizza. I don't get it often, but like I would not eat it because I kind of like that sweet and salty aspect. Thanks for the sprints from Robin. You are welcome. She's more of a cheese person. Yes, Alicia, it's amazing. Amy is justifying her choices. Have a safe trip to the South Coast, to the South Shore, and try to take it easy on yourself, Kat. Thank you so much, Alicia. I am going to try. Bye, Linda. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up our sprints, but I want to say thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank y'all for hanging with me, bringing me so much joy. This was a big happiness boost. And thank you for all the love, the kind words, the support, the therapy. This is kind of like a therapy session too. I want to say thank you to my new peeps that have popped in for this evening. Hopefully you'll come back and hang out. Thanks to those of you that have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. I'm a small channel and I'm growing teeny tiny steps, but that's okay. I love my community. I think we've built a great thing here, in my opinion. Another fun fact, Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada. Okay, Faye, that's you. You're Canadian. And also Sarah Reeds is Canadian. So that's a fun fact. I would not have known that. And Christina says, I like pineapple with shrooms and onions and bacon. Yeah, bacon is delicious. Thanks for sprints, Kat. I hope your week gets better. Good night, everyone. Bye, Faye. Love you. South Shore, yes. Yeah, I know what you mean. Thanks for the sprints. Thank you, Amy. Love you. Bye, everyone. I'll be wishing you all week, Kat. Thank you. Love you, Patty. Hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks for sprints. Bye, Jocelyn. Love you. Have a happy new year. Whoops. I'm sorry, everyone, for the pineapple thing. Do not be sorry. Do not. Because Amy loves it. Have a beautiful night, Christina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Alicia. Love y'all. Love you, Christina. Love everybody that's been here. I hope everyone has a fantastic New Year's. Please, please be safe out there. If you're going out to a party, be careful as you're driving. Think of some wonderful things that you want to bring in the new year, because I know that's what I'll be doing. Positive vibes out for everybody with that. But in the meantime, you know what you can do. Stay amazing and be adventurous. Bye. Happy New Year.